week there was a shooting that happened in, I believe it was Wisconsin, at a Sikh temple. Everybody already knows about this. It was reported a couple weeks ago through the AP. I think it was about 6 people died. Some people say it's one shooter, some people say it's multiple shooter, multiple different accounts. But the guy goes in there and he thinks that he's killing Muslims. Now, this has happened ever since 9/11, that Sikhs have been mistaken for being Muslim, and so they're killed because they wear the turban. So they think, oh, well, Osama bin Laden had a turban, and so therefore these Sikhs must be aligning themselves with Al Qaeda or the Taliban or whatever. And a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I've come across people who actually think India is part of the Middle East. So, what I find interesting about this whole thing is sort of the fact that this guy is from the skinheads, and in particular he's from the neo-Nazi groups. So, but he doesn't understand that the origins of his group have a historical connection, or the premise of from which the Nazis are come from actually have a historical connection back to India. He is the Nazis, as you know, are part of this universal Aryan Brotherhood, and they have this philosophy of the Aryan race, coming to be the perfect race. Well, lo and behold, the Aryans, at least one philosophy, is that if you go back thousands of years ago, the Aryans actually went into India. Now, there's debate about this. I don't want to get into that. Some people say the Aryans didn't come, and some people say that. But for the sake of this discussion, there's a lot of historians who believe that the Aryans came into India. And so I decided to read this book. It's a biography of Guru Nanak, and it gives you a little bit of history about the region and what the history of the Punjab region was like before the Sikh religion developed. So here it says that from the artifacts, they find a high degree of civilization long before the coming of the Aryans. Okay. But it says that the civilization was finally destroyed by the onslaught of the Aryans. People from Central Asia, who were the first recorded invaders to sweep into the Punjab, the Vedic religion as such, evolved in the Punjab. And then it says the Aryans created the great works which symbolize everything that is glorious in the Vedic and Sanskrit period. It says the Aryans, in coming to the Punjab, now the Punjab is where the Sikhs come from, showed the path of other conquerors. And it goes on to list other people who came through the area since the Aryan invasion. But the point being I'm trying to make here is that it's quite simple, that it's rather ironic that a guy, a white supremacist, it totally points out his ignorance. He based his ideology off somebody who based their ideology off of a misinterpretation of Indian history, and that therefore he, not even acknowledging that or knowing this irony, he goes in and kills Indians, right? So there's a bunch of, so Punjabs, Aryans invaded the Punjab, right? So the Aryans have been there for thousands of years, yet, so he ends up killing a group of religious people who have a connection to this, and he's part of this organization that's all about the Aryan race. So I just thought that was a bit ironic. And hopefully in the future, people with the superiority complex, well, that's based on race or religion or some other identity factor, if they're going to target a particular group of people, they should at least, at the very minimum, do some research about that group they're going to target, so they kind of know where they're coming at. So, yeah, just, so if you're a, racist, skinhead, or, supremacist of some kind, just do a little bit of research. That's all I'm asking. That's all. Just do a little bit of research, please. Okay. And try not to resolve things by killing people.